think we're live.
Live is good. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Are we live right now?
We are live.
Hey.
Hi. It's Mike Pingel. Welcome to the Mike Pingel Show. I have Michael Hennessy here, and we're going to talk about the project that's happening, next weekend, right? Next
on 9/11.
On 9/11.
Yeah.
So, you are an actor. You are a magician.
I am. Oh, here, wait. I do have a little bit of magic right here. Wait. See, I have a little bit of magic. There we go.
What? Oh my goodness! This is right here. What?
Magic live, right here, baby, right here.
No.
I am a magician, especially according to Gary Busey. So, because I did a few birthday parties for his son, and then he wanted me to be on a reality show with him, David Tatora's Celebrations.
All right.
And they called and said, Gary Busey said you're the greatest magician in the world. And I went, okay, because I knew one magic trick at the time, one. And I just kept doing it. No, this is a new one. And I did it all the time at every party. So he thought I was a great magician. So I literally had to go out and learn 14 magic tricks to do this reality show. I had 5 magician friends, and they taught me some of their secrets. And so it was funny. So now I am a magician.
Did you go to the Magic Castle?
I have some friends that I connected with that are in the Magic Castle. Yeah.
See,
funny.
Someone can say that's what you are. You can become that.
Well, and I've learned as a business owner, I never say no. If someone says, "Hey, can you do the blah blah blah?" I say, "Yes, I can," and then I figure out how to do the blah blah blah. I've never said no except for once because it was 2 hours away, and I didn't want to lug a whole bunch of crap for a Halloween thing. And I was like, no. But anyway, yeah, so never say no. And Kathy Griffin even says that. Always say yes. If someone offers you a job, say yep, unless it's something that goes against your inner gut, of course. And
that's right.
Porn or whatever. Although we don't judge. I don't judge. I have a lot of porn friends. So, hi.
I've never been on a porn site. Hi. Things just are coming in my brain of what I've done in the past. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the 9/11 event.
Yes.
How did it come about?
Okay, so I have an amazing teacher. Her name is Elizabeth Regan. She's one of the most incredible actresses. She does a lot of TV. She was a co-star with Whoopi on Whoopi's show.
Okay.
Very, very funny. And I started studying with her a few months ago through our mutual friend, Michael Vaccaro, who studies with her. And I was kind of hesitant because I studied with Dee Wallace for so many years, and you know Dee.
Yep.
And I was kind of like, I went to other classes, and I'm like, everyone was just boring. They were just blah, blah, blah. I went to Elizabeth's class, and I knew, like the second she opened her mouth, I was just, okay, this is home. This is where I want to be.
Okay.
So she did a short play festival for Samuel French at the end of July. And she said, would you like to be a reader for it? And I said, sure. And it was called Happy Sweet 16. I thought, oh, this is going to be so adorable.
Aww.
So we went and we did it, and we had the rehearsal, and it was about Sweet 16 for 9/11. And I'm going to cry thinking about it. And it was basically these 3 characters that imbue everything that she went through. She lived 3 blocks away when it happened. She was pregnant. She delivered her baby 10 days after 9/11. She lost her father to cancer, 4 different cancers related to 9/11. So she had this mind-blowing story that we told at Samuel French, and I was so blown away, so touched by it. I just was overwhelmed, and I said to her, we need to put together a venue where other people can come tell their stories. I said, because this is intense, and it's powerful, and it's beautiful. And I said, and we can call it 9 to 11 minute short plays and stories. And it was kind of like, yeah, that sounds good, And then nothing really happened. And then I had some kitty drama in my life, and and some, my little kitty passed away. It was really sad. And so like nothing really got started. And then she was like, we should do this, right? And I said, yeah. And then we thought, should we do it next year instead? And then we were both like, you know what, let's just do it. It's a few weeks away. We'll just make it happen.
Excellent.
So Loft Ensemble, they donated their space because we looked around for a space, and everyone had astronomical prices. And, I'm like, this is for 9/11. We're raising money. for Tuesday's Children, this amazing charity that was started right after 9/11 for children that were affected by that Tuesday. And it's a phenomenal charity, so we connected with them, and the whole event is to raise money for them. And we do want to have it streaming so people can actually donate online while it's actually streaming and stuff as well.
Nice.
And we're telling her story is going to be the pinnacle of the whole event. But we have about 6 other stories and some short plays. And we're looking for like 4 more, maybe 4 more stories if people out there have one that they want to share. Or we also have actors that will read. I'm reading one person's story for them.
Is it kind of like reading stuff, or are people acting stuff, or is it just a variety of things?
Reading, just basically like there's 3 short plays, and they're just going to be read. It's just readings. So it's not going to be like props and sets and costumes and wardrobe changes. They're just going to sit down and they're just going to read it with the drama, the flair that they have. I mean, the people in our class are amazing. So we're basically using all the actors from the Street Smarts of Acting. That's the name of the class. And so, yeah, there'll be a lot of us there. Michael will be there, Mel England, who you know as well. So it's going to be a powerful night. And just to remember the people who have left us and just kind of be able to share the stories and not let the tragedy of it stop you from being who you are and sharing your story. You know, because we need to remember. And like with her, a very short thing was all of her neighbors were so excited because she was having her baby. It was her first child. They were all excited. And 10 days later when she had it, everyone had already moved out of her neighborhood.
Wow.
They were all gone. They all left. They were the only family there. So it was like just her story it's insanely intense and beautiful and mind-blowing. And I'm just, and when I read it, I'm like, okay, more people need to hear the story, and other people need to share their story as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so do you know what are the other shorts that are going to be about?
Yes, there is a gentleman named Gary who submitted his short story, a short play about, again, all revolving around a couple of people who were involved in it. And then a gentleman has a beautiful short story. His name is Tom, and he submitted gorgeous, beautiful short story about his life. You know, he basically lived at the Twin Towers. He was there all the time since he was a child, and lived in the shadow of them. And it's just, and I think this is called Times Have Changed. It's like everything changed, the day that everything changed. And yeah, it's really, and Mel England's going to tell his story as well.
Nice.
Because he was there in that area when it happened as well, and just the effect that it had. And yeah, it's just mind-blowing to hear these stories and just remember. It's like, okay, we got to remember the people who are not here with us anymore, and the people that have been affected so profoundly and intensely. I mean, I was here, and I was actually on the plane a week before, the same flight, the week before, because I was in Maine, Algonquin, Maine, for Labor Day that year. And the weird thing, my short story about it is, I was staying at the Westin Hotel in Boston over Labor Day weekend, that Thursday or Friday, and on the 23rd, 22nd floor, and we were woken up at 3 in the morning by these people fighting and stuff, and we didn't know till afterwards it was the terrorists. They were 4 doors down from us.
What?
In the hotel in Boston. And they were arguing and fighting it. I just thought, we were like half asleep. We're like, what the hell is going on? And they were like 4 or 5 doors down from us. And it totally, When we found out, they were like, I was like, why is everybody at the hotel I was just staying at like 2 weeks ago? What the hell? And they were going through the room, and like, I was on that floor.
I'm not that famous yet, people.
Yeah. And then they were 2 days behind us because we went up to Maine, and there was 40 of us. We rented like a bed and breakfast up in Maine, and we all stayed there. And the terrorists were like 2 days behind us, same path, because some of them were flying out of Portland. So it was just like crazy. I'm like, okay, so I have a weird, bizarre connection. And then I remember my godmother who just passed on Saturday. I love you, Betsy. She called me, and my voice. This when we had machines, actual,
Yes, kids.
machines.
There used to be machines. People would call.
And you'd hear their
phone.
voice like come out of the machine. And she
to
said, "Michael, you should be glad you didn't take that flight last Tuesday. Turn on the TV." And it was like 6 in the morning. I'm like, "What the hell?" And I was like turning on the TV. I'm like, "Holy crap!" And it just,
wow.
it was mind blowing.
That's
And
a
it was
little
surreal.
close.
Really close.
Really
close. To
close.
home. Yeah.
What do you hope that people get from coming to the show? Or taking them with them?
What I really hope is that people will continue to tell their stories. Because when you share the story, not when you share it in a whiny way, but when you share it in a healing way, people need to heal. There are still people that I know, they suffer from intense, PTSD. From, is that how it's post-traumatic syndrome. Yeah. They still suffer from it 16 years later, and they can't even talk about it. And I actually had someone come up and say, "I love you. I love that you're doing this, but I can't tell my story yet. I can't do it. I just can't do it." And I believe that when you talk about your story, it's healing in a healing way. You know the difference between blah 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 as opposed to this is what happened to me, and this is my story, so other people can hear it and they can be healed as well.
Exactly.
And that's what Elizabeth's story did. When we were reading her story, it was so healing, and you could feel people in the audience being affected by this and being like, "Holy mother!" Can I swear on TV?
Of course you can.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I hope that other people will share their story. And what our goal for this is that she has a friend who's connected with the 9/11 Museum in New York, and they actually had contacted us and said, "This sounds amazing. We want to be involved," but they thought we were doing it in New York.
Oh.
So because we're doing it here, this is our first one. Our goal is we're going to document it over the next 365 days as we piece it together, to have one happening in New York, to have one happening in Boston, to have one happening in San Francisco, so people can tell their stories from all over the country. And we'd love to have it like on a 24-hour live stream. So you can go and watch people sharing their story. People in Paris that were there that are now living in Paris, they can be telling their story. So do 2-hour shows all over the country.
Wow. And
to benefit different charities that are connected with 9/11. Because we're doing this in memory of her father, who passed away just a year ago. Wow. And when we did the reading, I think it was July 30th, I think is when we did the actual reading, it was the day she actually buried her father.
Wow.
So it was really an intense, beautiful tribute to him and what he had, because they told her family, "You're fine, stay, the air quality's great." And they paid her and her family money to stay, thousands of dollars. They replaced all their furniture, all their stuff. They're like, "The air quality's, it's fine." And then 15 years later, the woman came out on the cover of Time magazine and said, "Oh, sorry, we were mistaken. It's not good." So there's thousands upon thousands of people who have died because of the air quality, and so there's more people that, not just the ones who died that day, but that have died in other ways too. Not just physically, but mentally. And there's one. Can I share a brief story that she shared? So I won't give the woman's name, and I don't know it, but she has a friend who was in the other tower, the one that went down second, and she was at the top, around the 105th floor, and they saw the plane go into the first tower, and she was like, "Okay, we got to get out of here." And their employers said, "Everyone just remain calm, stay at your seats. We're going to figure out what's going on, and then we'll get directions what we should do next." And they're all sitting at their desks. There's hundreds and hundreds of employees. And she just said, "You know what? No, I can't stay. I have to go." So she ran to the elevator. She pushed the button, and it opened. It was completely packed. And I'm going to cry when I'm telling the story. An old man came out of the elevator, pulled her in, pushed her in for his spot, and he came out of the elevator, and it went down. And she got out onto the street, and the second plane hit. No one from her office survived.
Wow.
So it was like, and because of that, she felt undeserving, and like she didn't deserve that chance. Like, and it really messed up everything in her life. It really, really messed up the whole. It's like, I didn't deserve that. Why did this man do this for me? And the big lesson here is to always go with your gut.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else just sat at their desks and waited. Well, okay, what are we going to do? It's like, no, get the fuck out. If you feel like you should get the fuck out of there.
That's I heard the story about there was a group of LA people that were in I think the first tower, or the second, or something happened. The second tower, the first tower, while it was happening, and they're like, yeah, we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're out.
Yeah.
And they left, and I was like, you're right. When you know, use your gut.
Go with your gut.
You need to go.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful story because he
gave his life.
I don't know how young she was, but
like 23, 24. Yeah, and he was an older man in his 70s, and he pulled her in, and he stepped out.
He went with his
and gave his life. Yeah, and it changed her life. And it just really is. You've got to go with your gut. I mean, I just, when I heard that story, it was just I was so angry that they told them, oh, everyone just stay calm and stay in your seat. It's like, hell no.
Yeah.
If my gut's saying, run, I'm going to run. If my gut's saying, chill out, then I'll go with my gut. Because your gut, guys, your gut never lies. As an energy worker, I know that. It never lies to you. It can't lie. It can't.
It does. So where can people see the show? Where can people buy tickets for the show? Oh,
perfect. Yeah, the show is playing at the Loft Ensemble. I love them. They donated their space. They're on Ventura Boulevard, right across from Psychic Eye. We have a Facebook page called 9 to 11 Minute Stories. Plays and Stories. They can get tickets by going to mike@hennessyproductions.com. That's the PayPal.
Okay.
And the tickets it's donation of either $9.11 up to $20. Or they can donate whatever they want. Or more, exactly. And all the proceeds, 1,000% go to Tuesday's Children. I'm sponsoring like the Step and Repeat. My partner Bob, my husband Bob, he bought all the beautiful candles that we have for everyone who attends for the event. I mean, everything is like there's nothing we have to pay for. So it's everything, all the money, every penny goes directly to Tuesday's Children, and you can check out their site, tuesdayschildren.org. They're amazing what they do, and from 9/11, now they help children all over the world who are victims of terrorist attacks.
Wow. Who
need help and need assistance and need guidance. And yeah, it's an amazing organization, and we're very excited, and we hope that you'll be there.
I'll try to attend.
Yeah, baby. And red carpet starts at 6:30. We have red carpet.
Red carpet. Gift bags. No, I'm kidding.
No gift bag.
No. Okay. Now to you.
To me.
To you. Let's talk a little bit about, now you created a couple things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the audience about Dino Dogs.
Oh, thank you. I love talking about Dino Dogs.
Dino Dogs. Dino Dogs.
So, Dino Dogs, it's DINODOGZ with a Z at the end. It's a wonderful series that I created about dogs that turn to dinosaurs and they save the world. And I wrote a series for it and a feature film. And right now it is in a little game app. You can play it on your phone. It's free, so you can download it for free. And give us a 5-star rating, please. And it's available on the Apple Store and it's on Google. And I love it. I got it. I actually had a dream about it years ago. And I woke up from the dream and I went, what, Dino Dogs? And then I came up with the names, Triceratops and Bronto Bulldogosaurus. And it's one of my precious babies, and I love it. And the kids actually learn about the dogs, and they learn about the dinosaurs as well. So they learn. It's educational, yeah. And it's like they meet each other. They become the actual dinosaur that they're connected with and stuff. And it's a great story. But the game is really fun. The first level is really hard, but once you get through it, it's smooth sailing.
I couldn't get through it.
Just
I was a mess. I was a mess during the game.
Yeah, and it's
like,
free and
I can't
it's
do it. I can't do it. You're like, why can't you do it? I'm like, I'm old. I'm old. I can't do it.
But it's really good. My cousin Debbie, who I love, she's probably watching right now.
Hi, Debbie.
She loves it, and she's like 60. She's turned 65, 66. She said, I love it because it helps with hand-eye coordination and helps her think. It helps her focus. So it's great. But if you go to dinodogs.com, it's a free game. You can download it right from there. It gives you the little link to it. Yeah.
That's great. Now you also create scavenger hunts too.
I do. I have a company called Mysteries by Mike, and I've done over 11,000 shows. I create personalized scavenger hunts, and I used to just do it in the LA area, but now I'm starting to do it for people all over the world. Because of Skype, because now we have Skype, and you can talk to people like on your phone, like in their face. I actually help people put together shows like wherever they are all over the world.
Wow.
And so I do that. I've worked with a lot of high-end celebrities, and I've written over 500,000 riddles over the years, over 20 years. Yeah.
Now, so where can people find you? I mean, if they're out of town, not in Los Angeles, where can they find you online?
Mysteries by Mike. That's IES, Mysteries by Mike. They can also Google Mystery Mike, and they'll find me, under there, or Miracle Mike. Is that's my healing work that I do as well. I do Reiki energy work, and I do readings, like card readings and stuff too. And it's really fun. It's the mystery thing started as an accident because I was working at a company doing fairy tale parties. I did Aladdin 270 times. Not did him, but I played Aladdin 270 times.
Where? At Disney?
No, birthday parties.
Birthday parties.
And I ran the company too, this wonderful company with this woman named Vivian, who I love and adore. And she gave me a chance, and she said, do you want to help me run my company? I said, yes. And I needed a job because my car broke down. So everything happens for a reason. My car broke down, needed a job, this job. And from that gig, I created my own company because people kept calling and saying, do you do mystery shows for kids? No. Do you do mystery shows for kids? No. And I went, you know what? Why don't we do mystery shows? So no joke, I was in San Francisco. I saw a beautiful fedora, like a detective hat, and I wanted to get it. My friend said, that's a waste of money. That you'll never see that $40 again. And no joke, guys, I held it in my hand, and I felt something. I really felt something. And I bought it, and no joke, 2 months later, I started my company, and I did 11,000 shows because of the power of the hat.
And he's still waiting for that $40,
I know. When am I going to get that $40 back? But, I mean, you really, again, you go with your gut. I was moved by a hat, and it was a detective hat, and I wore it thousands and thousands of times.
That's right.
So you never know. You never know where you're going to find inspiration.
True. And what about you said you're healing, what about that? How can people find you with that?
They can find me at IamMiracleMike.com.
And what kind of healings do you work on or do?
I do Reiki work, and now I'll bring it over for you. I have a biomat, which is pure amethyst. It's the amethyst stone that just heals and detoxifies you. Wow. And the whole mat, it's like a full-length mat, pure amethyst. It detoxifies. It puts up negative ions into your body, so it raises your not your endorphins, but it makes you happier. It actually makes you happier and joyful. It helps with anxiety and depression and back pains and like circulation. That's why I'm a little late right now because I had a client on there and I was running a couple of minutes late. I'm like, I gotta go. You gotta get off the mat. He's like,
no.
And he was completely detoxified. He's sweating. It's like it goes up like these infrared lights come on, and it's so powerful. And I haven't been advertising it a lot lately, but I will be because I just got it 3 weeks ago. But I've had like 6 people on it, and you float away. You're just like, and everything. This one woman said everything was brighter. As soon as she got off, everything was crisp and bright and clear because it helps to take away a layer of that veil that separates us between reality and what reality is, like what real, you know, like the beauty and the energy of the earth, the pulse of the earth and of nature and stuff. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to tell more people about it so they can come over and start
laying down on
a
little rock.
And you just lay there and just experience it, half-hour sessions, hour sessions, and just be transformed. Yeah.
I'm going to just check to see who's been calling in. I don't
think
we could get her in. Sunny. Hi, Sunny.
Hi, Sunny.
Said, knowing is the real following of your instincts. Intuition's knowing is the real following of your instincts.
Yes.
Thank you. It's so true.
I love you, Sunny. We love Sunny. And Sunny's one of our, that's Sunny Rose, right?
Yeah, Sunny Rose.
Yeah. She's one of the most magical people I've ever met in my life. And my friend Brian from SIN, Strength in Numbers, a group I was involved with, he put out a little email, said, hey, Life Group LA needs some volunteers this weekend. If you're available, anybody? And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I went and I called Sunny, and she said, come do a barbecue at my ranch this weekend. I'm like, okay. And
wow, really? I've never been to a ranch.
Oh, it's beautiful. Love it. We'll go take a trip. Yeah. And it was amazing.
I've been invited.
And she said, we're doing this event, Saddle Up. Would you like to be involved? I said, yes. And I did a little promo video for them.
Really? I don't even know
commercial. It's amazing. It's a horseback ride for AIDS. And we just had our 12th year. 12th year. And it's amazing. And I've been blessed to host it every year.
Yes, you do.
I've ridden a horse 3 times, I think. Oh, and that's your photo from there, too, that you had done.
Oh,
your little, yeah. I almost brought mine. Isn't that funny? Yeah. This amazing caricaturist did that there, and
they always make my cheeks like a chipmunk. They always do. I don't know why. I'm like, make me skinny, and they're like, yeah, we're making you the way you look, like a big old round head that you have. See, big round head.
Yeah.
So a couple minutes.
Kooky Clubhouse. So Kooky Clubhouse, I actually created over 20 years ago. It's a multicultural, interactive musical comedy for kids. You came to see it.
I saw it. I took pictures of it,
Yeah. He took some amazing photos of it, and I love it. All the characters are from all over the world. We have a queen from India, a prince from Africa, princess from Asia, the king is from Australia, and the whole show is about accepting your gifts that you're given in your life and accepting the gifts that are all around you and what other people have to offer. So we're actually going to be bringing it back in October to the same space, and I'm doing some retweakings with it right now. I'm working with an amazing marketing person and a wonderful branding guy named Brian Rhoda. Do you know Brian? Rhoda? Oh, he's amazing. He does branding and stuff. He's great. I'll connect you with him. He's great. But it's a very healing play, and when people go, they leave feeling healed. From the music, Laurie Grant composed all the music. She and I wrote the lyrics together. And it's just a very powerful, simple play with a simple message about all these different people living together, North America, South America, like Antarctica, from England, India, Africa. It's beautiful. It's not forced, and it's just a beautiful show, you know. And our mutual friend Sheena was in it. She played the nanny for us for the Fringe, and she did great. A lot of fun. It's a very playful show. So it will be up again in October. And Kooky Clubhouse Kingdom, they can go to that site for more information on it. And it's KCK, not KKK. But it's Kooky and then Clubhouse Kingdom. But yeah, so that's one of my great visions, that we're making it into a live show. So it'll be a live show where kids from all over the world can watch it, and they can actually participate in it. And they can send in suggestions, and then we'll do stuff like on the show with the different characters and stuff.
Nice.
So it'll be like the Pee-wee's Playhouse for our generation.
Yay! That's fantastic. Well, our time has come to an end. No! We could talk for hours. You must come back for the,
I would love to.
The kooky people.
Yes.
Because they're all very kooky and very fun.
Yes.
I actually thought it was going to be a little naughty, but it wasn't.
No. That's the adult version.
Are you? Because I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no. It's playful and fun. It brings out your inner child.
Well, adult versions
Which
should be
we all
playful
need
and
to
fun too. But it's been
So
a pleasure.
9
Thank
to
you.
11.
9 to 11. Where can they get tickets for it?
They can email me at mike@hennessyproductions.com. That's also the PayPal thing as well, but they can email me for more information.
Great.
And go to the Facebook page is 9TO 11-minute plays and stories.
Right. And we'll put that on the box below or up there or wherever the heck that box goes. You never know. Facebook changes everything all the time. Thank you for coming, you guys. Have a great day. Please share this with your friends, neighbors, people you don't even like. I don't care. And please like BehindTheCurtain.tv. You can sign up for all the fun things that are going on over there, or also like us here on Facebook. And wow, I forgot to share this to my people following. So, you know what? We're just going to have to see it after it airs. Wow. See, I was so excited.
Cool.
Anyways, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.